I'm Emmalynn.
And I'm Jessica.
And today we are going to do our fall TBR, even though it's 94 degrees.
We're going to manifest.
But I'm cold in the house, so
we're going to pretend.
It must also be cold outside if it's cold inside.
Sure.
So we each picked out 10 books.
We limited ourselves.
Could have been more.
Yeah.
This is like... We narrowed it down to things we know we're going to read.
And we're excited to read.
We're excited to read them.
So if you're excited, you'll definitely commit.
Yeah, not just like...
Maybe.
We hope.
Yeah.
It would be good if I finally read this book that I've had forever. This is happening.
Okay.
So, do you want to go first? You were so ready.
I am.
You've been holding your book for like 5 minutes.
I'm like a little kid with my first day of
show
school.
us.
Okay. So we're just going to tell you why we chose these. We're not going to give a huge synopsis. So this is the first book in the Lost Queen trilogy. And basically I want to read this because it's definitely giving like King Arthur Merlin vibes. And supposedly the main character is related in the story to the man who inspired the story of Merlin.
Oh.
So, yes, I love the story of King Arthur, so this is on the list. And
Okay, my first one.
Looking good, looking good.
Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Now, this is a very well-loved copy. It looks like it's been read like dozens of times. It's been read twice.
Once by you, once by me.
Yeah. But you see, it got stuck in my locker in 8th grade. And that's it. But
we should probably get the hardbacks.
Yeah, but like
the flop is good.
For reading experience, this is better than
what's even better?
Digital.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be able to go back and forth, but seeing the progress in this is nice when you're like, oh, I've read this much. But anyways, this is Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. If you know fantasy, I'm sure you've heard of this book. I'm sure you've been scared of this book. I promise you don't need to. There's no difference between reading 3 books that amount to 1,000 pages in a row versus a 1,000 page book. That's better than all of those. So this is high fantasy, multiple POV.
Why are you reading this again?
Well, the 5th book comes out in December, and I'm halfway through the 4th one, and I remember what's happening, but I want to start it over. And I'm not going to like rush to finish the first 4 books before it comes out in December because there will be another 2 years before the 6th book comes out. But I don't know. I've just been in the mood for fantasy. I've been wondering what's going to happen because my favorite character is kind of losing her mind in the 4th book. So
literally,
I want to see if she can fix herself.
Okay, the next book I am going to read, and I'll probably read the second one as well, but this is Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. And this just gives gothic vibes because it's set in Victorian England, right? So
actually, is it in England? I thought it was in Edinburgh.
Oh yeah, it is. Isn't Edinburgh in?
Not Edinburgh, it's like Scotland.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I think. I don't know. Let's look really. Okay, the capital of Scotland. There we go. Okay, anyways. She wants to be a surgeon. Girls aren't allowed to be, so she needs to steal some bodies to practice. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Okay, next up we have, we have to have diversity here.
And nostalgia.
Yes, so we have another reread, but we have adult fantasy and middle grade fantasy, and I just randomly decided to start rereading Chamber of Secrets yesterday via audiobook because I've never read all the books. The last one I read was Goblet of Fire, I think, and I don't know why I haven't finished it.
Well, you were trying to go through the illustrated ones.
I was trying to read the illustrated ones, and that's just kind of a lot of work.
Let's not lug around.
I've been listening to it while I crochet and stuff. Anyways, it's making me yearn for the magical school vibe.
Yearn.
Yeah. Something lighthearted but not contemporary. And so I just
Valid.
got the second book at a library sale. I never finished it as a kid, so I decided I'm going to. This is about Morgan, magical school. She's special.
She's
you know the
quirky.
vibes. She's the chosen one.
Okay. I'm going to finally start the Veronica Speedwell series and read the first book, which is A Curious Beginning. This is by Deanna Rayburn. And again, Victorian London. We're sensing a theme here. But I don't know. I mean, everyone probably knows what this is about, and that's not what you're here for anyways. But just a good, clean detective romance. I've heard this is also like kind of comical too. So I'm excited to see. I've read a lot of hype about this. So I'm interested to see if it's like worth continuing because these books are still coming out.
Mm.
So I think I'm pretty sure they are. There's quite a few.
Yeah.
And this lady doesn't really look like what I thought she would look like.
She's given Karen vibes, but that's okay.
It's okay. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's great. It doesn't matter. It'll still be good.
How discriminatory.
She's giving Karen, but it's okay.
Okay, my next one is Dearest Josephine by Caroline George. I feel like these are all books I just
I
talked
forgot
about
about that.
in my haul video, but that's okay. I've read everything else Caroline George has written. This is her debut. It's a dual timeline, 1821 and 2021, and it follows. Well, it has a lot of like letters and text messages in it and stuff, which is immediately what makes me want to read it because it's gonna go by fast. It's gonna be interesting.
Mixed media, if you will.
Yes. And this follows Elias, who it says he has ghastly luck with women. He met Josephine DeClaire once and penned dozens of letters hoping to find her again. 2021, Josie DeClaire has questionable taste in boyfriends. The last one nearly ruined her friendship with her best friend. Now, in the wake of her father's death, Josie finds Elias's letters. Suddenly, she's falling in love with a guy who lived 200 years ago. So, I don't know if there's like some sort of mystery element. I don't really know. That's literally all it says in the whole synopsis. So, I mostly want to read this just because I don't even know what it's about. And letters make me think Divine Rivals, so.
Or it also reminds me of the Guernsey literary, whatever that.
Potato People Life Society.
Okay, this is like very random for me, but if you're like my age range, which is, you know, somewhere in the 30s, we'll say, and you
Young 30s.
yeah, young 30s, and you grew up watching Are You Afraid of the Dark, which I used to love on Nickelodeon. I'm hoping this gives me the same vibes, which, like, Are You Afraid of the Dark was, like, scary as a child, but, like, looking back on it, it was never really that scary. But this is a bind-up of the first three. I think are all of these called Fear Street? Or is just the Fear Street series? I guess there's 4 of them. But this is by R.L. Stine. Apparently there's a movie, Ellie said, of this on Netflix, which I didn't even know.
I thought Max from Stranger Things.
Yes, that's right. And they're pretty short. Like, the first one's only 140 pages. They're actually all about 140 pages. So,
Oh, that's fun.
yeah. So that, I'm hoping this is, like, I don't like horror really. Like, ghosts is kind of okay, demons no, like Exorcist, anything like that, it would be a hard pass. But hopefully this is just like spooky, not scary. There is a difference in my opinion.
Creepy.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought this would be maybe a good thing to read, like maybe in between books, and then we could see if we want to watch the movie. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, my next one is also just a cover by. I saw this at a library sale in the like news section, and I did just buy it because of the cover. All I know is that this has a lot of like folklore, mythology elements, but mixing in American history, apparently.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
this also takes place in the 1800s, only about 5 years difference from Dearest Josephine, actually. So I don't really know what this is about, honestly. I read the synopsis like very quickly before I bought it, but I don't know.
You're just here for the vibes.
I mean, the cover tells me enough, honestly.
And wasn't the like naked hardcover really pretty?
Oh
too?
yes, I'm hoping it gives like, I just finished Where the Dark Stands Still. I'm hoping it gives that and like The Bear and the Nightingale type of vibe.
Oh yeah. The back, I didn't see the back.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so cute, and the author looks like a total vibe. I just think it's gonna be good, and for how short it is, I feel like the less I know, the better, because it's a small sized book, but it's also like 220 pages. I'm hyped to read this. I hope the inside is as beautiful as the outside.
Oh wow, okay.
Because sometimes I feel deceived by covers, and they
Okay.
don't match my vibe.
This book was like an Instagram inspired purchase, but this involves fae. It's called Mortal Queens. I think the second book just came out, which is called something Kings. I can't remember. But it's basically about this island, or this, I can't remember if it's just on an island or if they send the people to the island. But anyways, every year one girl is chosen to go to this island to be the mortal queen of this fae. And so I don't know if they like sacrifice her, but either way, I guess they send several and then they disappear. So they're never seen again. And so obviously this is about a girl who's selected, and she's like desperate to not have the same thing happen to her. So she obviously doesn't want to disappear. So she decides, I didn't even read this part until now. She decides to conceal messages in paintings and receive anonymous replies from a stranger who slowly reveals the tale of a girl who outwitted the fae. So she's gonna try to like duplicate that, I guess.
Interesting.
So I guess, I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she survives if there's a second book. But it's pretty short. It's only... Oh, this is the same girl, I just remembered, who wrote that that one book that I asked you if you had seen before. It has a rose on the cover.
Oath.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, the Royal Rose Chronicles. Anyways, I'm excited to read this. I haven't really heard anyone talk about this. I just literally saw it on Instagram and was like, I'll buy it. And it wasn't on Pango. Like, it was kind of, I mean, they had it on Amazon, but it wasn't like, I don't think even Barnes & Noble sells it.
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah, I'm excited to see what I think of that.
Okay, next up we have The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, to mix it up after all the fantasy. And this is about Florence, who is a ghostwriter for one of the most famous like romance authors in the industry. And I'm getting this confused with the other Ashley Poston book I'm going to talk about in a second. Hold on.
I thought she's
Yeah.
a ghostwriter.
Yeah,
You're right.
okay, I'm right. What I was about to say is accurate. Her dad dies, and her family owns a funeral parlor. So she's going
Yes,
back
I
home
remember
for
this
a
now.
funeral that her own family, I guess, is going to host. And outside the funeral parlor, there's some
Because
ghost
we were
just
talking
standing
about
there.
how weird it is for a
Yes.
funeral parlor to be called a funeral parlor or a funeral home.
This also has a dead relative. So you see my confusion, okay? And they both have like ghost elements. This is, I mean, clearly it's working for her, but it's confusing. But I know this also it mentions the South a few times in the synopsis. So I'm really, really, really hoping that it's set in New Orleans or like
Oh,
Louisiana.
yeah.
Because just like the crows, the ghost vibes.
Fun fact, Emmalynn is literally obsessed with The Princess and the Frog.
It's so good. And I just want to go so bad. I feel like it's just... iconic. The architecture's iconic.
Yeah, the food. I would love to go for the food, honestly.
But vampires are really the main thing in New Orleans, so I don't know if this would be set in New Orleans if it's just a ghost. But I really need to just skim this and figure it out because I want to know so bad and I don't want to be disappointed. But either way, I think it's going to be good. And once again, if anyone could tell me her obsession with birds, I'd appreciate it. Should I go ahead and talk about this?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, the 7-year slip. This one has a dead ant. So, Clementine is a book publicist. And so, again,
ghostwriter. I was just about to say, no wonder that's
both
so confusing.
relatives.
And then
We both got birds
story.
on the cover. Like,
a novel love story has a book element, too.
Yeah. A bookshop owner, and she's a English professor.
Yeah.
It makes me look stupid. Anyways, she's a book publicist. Her aunt dies. She inherits the house. She gets there, and there's this guy there that's apparently from 7 years in the past, and she's 7 years in the future, and she thinks she's 7 years too late.
So there's, like, time travel?
That's what I'm confused about. If he's 7 years in the past, but she's 7 years in the future...
Does he come to the future, or does she go to the past?
I don't understand. It just says same place, different time.
Interesting.
So, yeah. I'm intrigued by both of these, and their birds, and their publishing elements, and their dead relatives, and... hopefully they're good.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be great. Okay. This book, I felt like I was literally going mental. Because... we went to Durham for a shopping day, and I saw this book in the Barnes & Noble in Durham, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. They redesigned the cover. I wanted to get it, but I didn't get it. And then I left, and I was looking online literally for days. I'm not kidding.
She was like trying to get me to help her. I
feel like I imagined this. It's not on Barnes & Noble's website. It's not on like any website to buy anywhere. The new cover. And I'm like, did they slip it out early and it wasn't supposed to be released yet? Anyways, I went to Barnes & Noble and ours had it, but it's still not online. It's like a secret or like a surprise. I don't know. But it's Stalking Jack the Ripper, but it's this cover. Isn't it so cool? And so I'm hoping that they're going to redo all of the covers because honestly, they are not it.
I think I've seen worse of people covers.
Yeah,
but they could be
better. I mean, at least it's like here down.
Have you flipped through like to see the pictures?
So this is the first book in the series, which I don't know what the series is called.
I don't know.
Is it
the
called
Stalking series?
I don't know. But the concept of Jack the Ripper really fascinates me. I've seen some shows that like incorporated that lore into the show and just some different things. But this is kind of, you've read this. So it's like a detective, the girl is like trying to solve the mystery of Jack the Ripper. Yeah. But it's one of the reviews says Sherlock Holmes meets Mary Shelley in this brilliant take on the legendary tale of Jack the Ripper. And so I'm hoping that this, maybe when I'm done with this, she will have released the other covers. Because I would like to read, I think I would generally like all of the series, but I've never read anything by her before. And I don't know if I would read anything else by her.
This, I feel like everyone loves this more than King of the Wicked. It's like you're one or the other usually.
Yeah. So let me know if you've seen this cover anywhere. I'm really intrigued by it. Like, it is quite the mystery to me that this is nowhere to be found on the interwebs.
Yeah.
I haven't looked in the last few days, we'll say, but even after I bought it, I did look online. So
I don't understand why you wouldn't be marketing that.
Yeah, I know. Like, the author hasn't even... I've looked on her Instagram. I've looked on everything. She hasn't even posted a picture of this, which is so weird to me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Anyways.
Next book is The Outsider by Stephen King. And I picked this book up because I saw on the back it's about Oklahoma. That's it. I know it's about, like, this boy goes missing. Oh, no. This boy was murdered. And it's like a murder mystery. in Oklahoma. Somebody's got some secrets, I'm sure. I don't know how it can be that horror-y.
That's what I get so confused about, because a lot of his books are not horror at all, but they're always in the horror section.
I feel like maybe it's just because they're darker, like more thriller than mystery. Oh, there's like typewriter stuff. There's interviews. Let's go. Another multimedia book. But I love the cover, and I feel like a lot of his covers are ugly. So this was a win for me, and it was $7, and it looks perfect.
It does look brand new.
Because I was just at Second Charles, and I would just pick up a Stephen King book, flip it over, and see if I had the used sticker. And I was only reading the synopsis ones with the used sticker, because I've never read one of his books before. So I didn't want to get like a brand new, full price one and not even know if I was going to like it. But I really just only bought this because of Oklahoma. Haven't looked at the reviews. Don't know of anyone that's talked about this.
Okay, I'll say my Stephen King book.
Okay.
Which, again, I don't know how this is in the horror section.
Yeah. But, like, don't tell me why.
It has, like, history elements. It has a portal, like a time travel portal. Oh. I don't know. I also started the show, and it has... Do you know who James... Is his name James Franco?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the main character in the show.
He's the main character, or he plays, like...
He's the main character. He doesn't play JFK. He's like the guy who finds the portal. Oh. Anyways, I too have never read anything by Stephen King, and this and Fairy Tale and Misery are on my list of books I would like to read by him first. I also want to read Billy Summers.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when I was a kid, I've seen Misery. Why? I feel like it was just like on TV or something, and I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I got this at Second and Charles also, and it was $7 for this, and it's...
I don't get how they're pricing works.
It looks brand new.
Fine with it.
But basically the premise of this is the guy finds a portal, and so it takes him to the 1963 era, and he has the opportunity, I think, to try to stop the assassination, because he obviously knows what's going to happen in history. And I think it involves AI. Wait, no, it doesn't. Okay, no. It says, it looks like AI, but I think it's Al. Like the name Al. But it looks like AI. Oh. Look. Yeah, it is. Okay. Kidding. There's no AI involved. It's Al. Anyway.
Why is that?
Why does it look like that? Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, I hope to get to this. I kind of want to read this around this date. I know that's weird, but...
No, I think that's...
I'm going to save this
for... November. She likes November.
And you know, Gamey's birthday is one day before that.
You're right. What year?
61. So,
there you go.
I'll read it for Gimmy's birthday.
Oh my god.
I love the pictures in this too. Not in it, but like on the cover.
Yeah.
Well, actually there are pictures in it. But like this, iconic.
It's also sad.
It also talks about Elvis in this. So, I'll tell Ellie.
Okay, my next book is Assistant to the Villain. And I don't know why I didn't read this when it first came out. Did it come out last year?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Was it a book of the month?
No, I don't think so. But yeah, it came out last year. And I really wanted to read it. And for some reason, I didn't. I don't know why. Like, this map is so adorable.
It's funny.
Everything about this book is just
the impaled soldier or whatever he is.
I feel like this is just going to be a good time.
Attack.
And it's just like lighthearted, comedic fantasy with a little bit of a romance, dual POV. A frog. This just sounds
looks like the frog that lives on our window.
Yes, exactly. It's perfect. And so I found this on Pango because I wanted the sprayed edges, because I bought the second book with the sprayed edges. I bought the second book first. I was like, I have to get this while the sprayed edges are still out. And then I went and found this one. But this is about Evie, who is like desperate for a job, and she gets hired by the most infamous villain, and she like has like a crush on him, and then she finds out that there's a rat.
No.
Not the literal.
Oh,
kind.
okay. I was like, please, no.
There's someone that's like trying to take out the villain. And so it says, now Evie must not only resist drooling over her boss, but also figure out exactly who is sabotaging his work and ensure he makes them pay. Mm-hmm. After all, a good job is hard to find. I just think this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I just can't wait.
It's kind of giving like Princess Bride vibes.
Yeah.
Like
comedic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope it lives up.
Or maybe like
to the hype.
even a little bit.
The hype that I've given it.
Yeah.
No one else's, but I think it's very new. I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of giving Despicable Me, to be honest.
Okay. Oh.
Like,
you're right.
The villains, I don't know why, like, Gru's a villain,
So
and he has to take out a villain. Well, he has that other girl he marries.
That's true.
I don't know why every time I look at it, the frog is the minion.
Okay. The next book I hope to pick up, or I will pick up, is Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen. I haven't read anything else by her, but I do have her other book, Garden Spells, which I always mean to read in the spring and I forget about it. But this book intrigued me because it's set in South Carolina, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. And so basically it's about this girl whose mom dies and she goes to like claim her mom's apartment or whatever, but it's more about like the people she meets there, and it says 3 of her the people she meets are ghosts.
Oh, fun.
So that just sounds fun. And then there's like a murder mystery element, I think, because someone dies like not long after she gets there. So I just think it sounds like a perfect little, you know, like a nudge towards fall.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a transition. What's the word you've been saying?
Oh, acclimatize.
Yes. Acclimatize. It'll acclimatize me to fall.
Just dipping your toes.
Yeah. Acclimatize. Acclimatize.
Turn the AC down, sun, and just ignore that the sun exists.
Yeah, and the humidity is 1,000,000%.
Okay, this is my last one. Actually, no. I have a digital one I forgot about. This is my second to last one. This is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I thought it was by someone else for a second. I was like, is this Emily Bronte? I don't know why I thought that. I don't really know what this is about, except that I'm pretty sure it has a mystery element. I just really wanted a pretty edition. I found this one on Amazon. Look at her. She also has sprayed edges. And I feel like this is the most fall of Jane Austen's books. So I decided I'll read this one because the only Jane Austen book I've read is Emma. I'm trying to be better at not just watching the movies. So this just says, obsessed with gothic fiction, 17-year-old Catherine is wintering in Bath when she encounters dashing gentleman Henry and the charismatic Thorpe siblings. Swept up by the high society she has found herself in, Catherine and her overactive imagination lead her into numerous comical misunderstandings with the Tilney family. And I've always heard people say this is kind of like a parody book of hers. Like, it's just more fun. And there's just like, I don't know, more fun elements. Like, it's not that serious. So I'm hoping that it's also acclimatized into some classics. Not Pride and Prejudice. Love that movie, but it's so hard to read for me. Anyways.
Okay, so these 2 books kind of are along the same lines. So I'm just going to talk about both of them, and then you can finish.
Okay.
So the first one is The Hour of the Witch by Chris Bulge something. But this is about Boston during the Salem witch trial time period. And it follows a main girl, Mary, who is married to this man who's like a drunk, and I think he's abusive. And so during this time, it's like everyone is looking for, you know, signs of someone who might be a witch. And so I think he like kind of starts suspecting that maybe she is one. And then some other weird things start happening surrounding her. And so then it's like everyone kind of starts suspecting that she's a witch. But it's set, I mean, it is set during that time frame, but it says, Hour of the Witch is a timely and terrifying novel of socially sanctioned brutality and the original American witch hunt. So that's this one. And then this is the first book in the Practical Magic series. And this is kind of along the same lines because it's set in Salem, Massachusetts. And this is about a girl who's found abandoned as a baby by this woman who like takes her and raises her as her own, and the woman has magical powers, and so she like raises her up in her ways and everything. But then she ends up like being betrayed by the man who said that he loves her. So I think she like follows him to like get revenge.
Hopefully.
You know, who's afraid of little old me?
Goodbye, Earl.
You should be, you know?
That's where I was.
So yeah, I have not seen the movie Practical Magic. I have not read the book, but I wanted to start in chronological order, even though I know you can do whatever you like, but that's what I wanted to do. So I've also never read anything by Alice Hoffman before. So could be the start of a beautiful relationship, or it could be the end. I don't know.
Okay, my last book is called Hidden Pictures, and this is about Mallory, and she is fresh out of rehab and takes a job as a babysitter for this little boy Teddy, who is 5 years old, and it says he always loves to draw, and he draws normal pictures, and then one day they start getting like super disturbing, and there's some mystery thriller element, of course, and kind of wonders if he's like drawing his memories. So yeah,
or if he like, I think first they think he has an imaginary friend.
Oh,
so he like says, yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I read this, I can't remember if it was last fall or the year before, but the best thing about that book is the pictures are actually included. Like, they don't just talk about them, they actually have them in the book, and they are wildly disturbing.
Yeah, this is a multimedia fall for me. I'm so excited.
It definitely gives vibes too of like if you went to a children's psychologist and they had their patients draw something, it's like something you would, it would be very reminiscent of disturbing behavior. Yeah. So it's very interesting.
Yeah. I love psychological thrillers more than anything.
And the thing about that book that had me like, was there is like, well, I won't say, but up until the very last page, you'll be on the edge of your seat. The very last page.
That's just what I need.
Yeah.
And I count this because we were trying to do like all physical books, but it's on Kindle Unlimited, which we have. So I physically own it because I physically own my Kindle.
You're right. Girl math.
It doesn't need to be girl math if it's free.
You're right. In girl math, everything is free.
That's so true.
Okay.
We're gonna keep on.
Well, those are our 20 books. Between the two of us, we will get to.
We're going to read right now.
We will get to them. We're trying to wrap up our August TBR, and yeah, let us know maybe what you're most excited to read this fall, or if there is a new release you're excited for.
Yeah,
because we have a couple of those
there's definitely
too.
a lot, but
I feel like October is going to be a really good release month.
Yeah, but I feel like that's when they're going to start releasing Christmas books, and I'm not going to read them in October.
No.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Be sure to like and subscribe if you wish.
If you want.
And yeah, just share what you're reading or what you want to read. Love to chat. So.
Yeah. And we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.
You have to wave right.